This isn't just a victory. It's a changing of the guard that will send shockwaves through the tennis world for a decade. Alex Eala didn't just beat Elena Rybakina. She dismantled a Grand Slam champion with the cold precision of a seasoned assassin, leaving the crowd in stunned silence. In a performance so flawless it felt scripted, the Filipino phenom announced her arrival on the biggest stage, proving that age is just a number when destiny calls. The tennis establishment is officially on notice. A new fearless queen is here to claim her throne, and she's not asking for permission. Prepare to have your minds blown because this is the story of the most shocking upset of the year. The stage was set for a mismatch, a sacrificial lamb being led to the slaughter. Instead, the world witnessed a revolution. Before the match, the narrative was written in stone. Elena Rybakina, the towering Kazakh with a laser-guided serve and a Wimbledon trophy gleaming in her cabinet, was an immovable object. Her opponent, Alex Eala, was a promising but unproven teenager, a wild card who was expected to gain valuable experience against one of the game's elite. The odds were astronomical, the expectations non-existent, and the pressure was immense. Yet as the players took to the court, something felt different. There was a glint in Eala's eye, a palpable aura of defiance that seemed to shrink the stadium around her. She wasn't just here to play, she was here to conquer. Her warm-up was sharp, her focus laser-like, a stark contrast to the casual confidence emanating from the heavy favorite. When the first ball was struck, the prophecy began to crumble. Eala didn't show a hint of the nervousness that usually plagues young players in their first major clash. Instead, she matched Rybakina's ferocity with her own brand of controlled aggression. She was reading Rybakina's massive serve like a book, redirecting the pace with astonishing ease and forcing the champion into uncomfortable rallies. Every time Rybakina tried to impose her will, Eala had a counterpunch ready, a defensive lob, a perfectly placed drop shot, or a screaming winner down the line. The crowd, initially buzzing for Rybakina, began to shift their allegiance, captivated by the sheer audacity of the underdog. This was not the timid performance of a young player starstruck by the occasion. This was the bold arrival of a future star who refused to be intimidated. The first chapter of this epic was being written in real time, with Eala holding the pen. She was turning the heavyweight title fight into a masterclass in boxing, dodging the big blows and landing devastating jabs of her own. In a matter of games, the impossible began to feel inevitable, and the sensation of an earth-shattering upset was in the air. It wasn't just about power. It was a clinic in precision, a tactical masterpiece that left a Grand Slam champion utterly bewildered. To understand the magnitude of Eala's victory, one must dissect the sheer genius of her game plan against Rybakina. Usually, the blueprint to beat a player of Rybakina's caliber involves weathering a storm of unreturnable serves and hoping for a dip in form. Eala, however, wrote an entirely new chapter in tennis strategy. She neutralized Rybakina's biggest weapon, her serve, not by simply getting the ball back, but by returning it with deep, heavy topspin that pushed the Kazakh well behind the baseline. This simple, yet brilliant tactic deprived Rybakina of her primary advantage, the ability to take the ball early and dictate points. Suddenly, the champion was on the defensive, forced to hit from compromised positions, which played directly into Eala's hands. From the baseline, Eala was a surgeon. She used the entire court with devastating efficiency, deploying a mixed game that kept Rybakina perpetually off balance. Her forehand, a mighty whip of a shot, was aimed with scalpel-like precision to both corners, while her backhand, often considered a weaker side for many players, was impenetrable, churning out deep, cross-court rallies that sapped the energy from her opponent. She intelligently combined heavy pace with subtle changes of spin and trajectory. She would pull Rybakina wide with a sharp angle, and then, when the champion scrambled to recover, drop a delicate spinning ball just over the net that died before it could be reached. It was the kind of shot-making that makes champions. It showcased not just athleticism, but a profound understanding of geometry and court position. She was, in essence, playing a game of human chess at 100 miles per hour, and she was 3 moves ahead of her opponent the entire time. Alex Eala didn't just beat Rybakina at her own game, She forced her to play a completely different one, a game the Wimbledon champion was utterly unprepared for. It was a tactical annihilation for the ages. With every staggering point, Alex Eala wasn't just playing for herself. She was carrying the hopes and dreams of over 100 million Filipinos. In the Philippines, sports are a unifying force, a source of immense national pride. From the boxing ring to the basketball court, icons like Manny Pacquiao have shown the world the indomitable spirit of the Filipino people. Eala is the next in that hallowed lineage. Her journey was never just about personal glory. It was about bringing glory to a nation that has poured its heart into a remarkable story. As she rose through the junior ranks, winning the 2020 Australian Open junior title, she became a symbol of hope and excellence. Every victory was a national celebration, but this triumph, against the very best in the world, was a seismic event of unprecedented magnitude. You could sense the roar of a nation in every single winner she struck. The weight of that expectation can often crush a young athlete, but Eala seems to thrive on it. Instead of succumbing to the pressure, she used it as fuel. Each time she looked at her corner, she saw the red, white, and blue of her flag, and it steeled her resolve. The support from back home, flooding social media with messages of love and encouragement, is her unseen wind. In her post-match interviews, while basking in her incredible achievement, her thoughts inevitably turned to the people who have supported her from the very beginning. She speaks of the dream not just as her own, but as a collective ambition to put the Philippines on the map of global tennis. This victory is more than a personal milestone. It is a watershed moment for Philippine sports. It signals that the country can produce world-class athletes in disciplines far beyond its traditional strongholds. Alex Eala has become a beacon of hope, proving that with talent, hard work, and unwavering belief, any Filipino can reach for the stars and touch them. She has become a national hero, and this victory will echo through the generations. This wasn't just a match. It was a seismic event that has permanently reshaped the women's tennis landscape. The immediate significance of Alex Eala's victory over Elena Rybakina cannot be overstated. It's a result that will be dissected and discussed for years to come, a landmark upset that will be cited as the moment the new generation truly arrived. By defeating a top-5 player and a reigning Grand Slam champion, Eala has announced her arrival on the biggest stage in the most emphatic fashion possible. This is the kind of win that shatters the glass ceiling, proving that she belongs among the elite. It sends a powerful message to every player on the tour. There is a new force to be reckoned with, a young woman who is fearless and possesses the game to trouble anyone. Her ranking will skyrocket. Her name will be on the lips of every pundit, and sponsors will be lining up at her door. But beyond the tangible rewards, this victory represents a profound psychological shift. For Eala, it's a validation of every early morning practice, every sacrifice, and every moment of doubt. It proves that her dream is a tangible reality. For the rest of the tour, it's a warning. It signals that the dominance of the established stars is under threat. The gap between the top and the next generation is narrowing, and Eala is at the forefront of that charge. She didn't just beat Rybakina. She beat her with a style and confidence that suggests this is just the beginning. The tennis world, in its constant search for the next big thing, has found a worthy candidate. This victory is not the end of a chapter, but the beginning of a whole new book, and the anticipation for what Eala will write next is electrifying. From the tennis elite to her legion of new fans around the globe, the reaction to Eala's stunning victory has been nothing short of pure, unadulterated pandemonium. Social media platforms exploded moments after the final point was won. The sheer shock value of the result sent waves of disbelief across the internet, with the hashtag #EalaMania trending globally for hours. Tennis legends, both past and present, took to their platforms to praise the young star. They lauded her composure, her fearless playing style, and her champion's mentality. Former Grand Slam champions and seasoned commentators used words like phenomenal, historic, and groundbreaking to describe what they had just witnessed. The narrative of the giant killer was firmly cemented as Eala became the talk of the sports world, a story of pure inspiration that transcended the sport itself. The upset captivated not just tennis fans, but casual sports enthusiasts drawn to the narrative of the ultimate underdog victory. It was a rare, unifying moment of pure sporting joy. With this monumental victory comes a new set of challenges and even greater opportunities. The target is now firmly on her back. Every player on the circuit will watch her matches closely, analyze her patterns, and seek revenge. The pressure will be immense, the expectations higher than ever before. However, if her performance against Rybakina is any indication, Alex Eala has the mental fortitude and the game to handle it all. She has served notice that she is here to stay and will not be a one-hit wonder. The next question on everyone's mind is, where does she go from here? The answer is simple. She goes for more. More wins. More titles. More history. This victory is the launch pad for a career that promises to be spectacular. Alex Eala has burst onto the scene not with a whisper, but with a deafening roar. The new standard has been set, and the entire tennis world will be watching to see if she can raise it even higher. If you enjoyed this shocking sports update and want to stay ahead of the biggest stories in the world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to World Zone right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. See you in the next video.